So you're looking for a charger that can charge all of your Apple devices? Let me show you what I found. Welcome back to the channel. So today I don't have a shiny new MacBook Pro or an iMac or something like that. I have more of a product that's a need versus a want. And I have basically a couple of different chargers by Momax. It's a great company. I'll have a link in the description and links to these products as well. So they sent me these out, full disclosure, and I've been using them for a while. So why would you want something like this? I know this is kind of, again, you have to kind of say, why do I want to watch this video? Well, these things can actually really make a difference for you, right? These are 100-watt chargers. They're called GaN Chargers. I'll get into that in a second, but that's gallium nitrate, and I'll explain why that's important. And a lot of Apple chargers don't have this. So what I'm going to do is just show you all the different features that are built into this thing and show you kind of how intelligent this thing is to move the load around depending on what you actually plug into it. And without further ado, let's get into the video and you'll see why these things kind of make a big difference when it comes to charging all your Apple devices and why you might want to pick one up. These are by Momax, again, a great company, very solid construction. Let's get into it. All right, so the first thing I wanted to cover really quickly is why do they call this a GaN charger, right? This is a 100-watt Momax GaN charger. That stands for gallium nitrate. Older chargers or older technology uses silicon, including almost all the Apple ones. So they use this is kind of a new chemical compound, and it allows the chargers to be smaller for the wattage. These are both 100 watts, and this one's pretty small. Also more efficient, runs cooler, and ultimately lasts longer because it does run cooler. So these are going to be newer technology and allows for, I can plug in multiple devices, which I'm going to show you in a second, and how it distributes all the power. You don't have to worry about it, is what makes this thing so interesting. If you can think about it, think about this. You have all these different plugs in your house, right? And, they're on the floor, you're breaking your back to get into them, or you're traveling and you have a million different charging cubes. Well, this thing's smart enough to know once you plug in each device, it kind of alleviates or moves the power to where it's needed, and it kind of is really intelligent at directing the power where it's needed. So you only have to bring this with you, or even the smaller one over here. I'll get into this in a second, and then you can get rid of all those little power cubes that you have and everything else, and just take this with you. So that's the reason you pick these up. It gives you a cleaner desk. You don't have all the different cables or digging through all the different power cubes. These make a big difference, and let me just show you the individual models, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. All right, so the very first one here, it's about $72.95, I think. There's a 10% discount in my description if you want to pick this up, so it's going to be less than that. This is the Q.PLUG box, and I believe, let me just see if I can find the number. It's UM28. I'll put everything down here just so you can see it. So what makes this one a little bit different than that one? Well, first of all, it's white. You can see it here. It does have a plug on the back. You have to plug these in, just letting you know that. But they'll sit on your desk like this. This one has 4 USB-C ports and 2 USB-A ports right there. You can see them. That's all for charging. And then on the very top of it, it's got a really cool 15-watt charger, I guess Qi charger. It's basically you can throw your phone on there, and I'll show you close-ups, and it charges it perfectly, so no problems whatsoever. I use this all the time for my phone. I actually use a Google phone, but iPhones work, as you can see, perfectly well as well. So no problems whatsoever with this, and it charges fairly fast. So now, again, these are just kind of trying to make things more exciting than just, hey, this is a charger. Well, think about this for a second. You can get rid of all those different chargers like I mentioned. These things run very cool, and they actually help, a lot of cases help prolong your equipment as well, because it's not over or undercharging if you pick the wrong controller. For example, if you're putting too many watts into something, you can cause some issues down the line. This one's really smart, and it can actually deliver the right amount of power where you need it, which will make all your devices like your iPads and stuff last a little bit longer. All right, so why would you pay a little extra money for a charger like this? Let me show you my screen over here. So the cool thing is that it comes with these diagrams, and you can see here, if you're charging a single device, a single port charging, take a look at this diagram down here. You can see that it gives 100 watts to the first plug, 100 watts to the second plug. These other two are only 30 watts, and then these are 30 watts down here. But it gives you this whole diagram. So if you're doing 2-port charging, meaning you're charging 2 individual devices, it's going to be able to split the power up in different ways, like 65 watts to the first one, 30 watts to the second plug. And depending on where you plug it in, you're going to see exactly where that wattage goes. It gives you a chart for 3-port, if you're doing 3 different devices, you're going to get 30, 30, 30 watts out of all the different channels. So it changes depending on what you're plugging in. It even has a diagram here for 4, if you do 4, obviously, ports, you want to plug in 4 different devices. How is it going to alleviate the power? It goes ahead and shows you that you can go ahead and do that, and you can actually have 15-watt wireless on top as well with your phone here, and that still stays at 15 watts. You'll know that that's happening. And then finally, 4-port plus wireless is going to be over here. So now you're using 4 ports, 20 watts a piece, plus that 15-watt wireless on the top. And so all this stuff is really interesting when you look at the diagrams up here, because it shows you exactly how this thing works and how it stays efficient. So in the end, this one's actually one of my favorites just because of the phone feature. You can charge your phone right on that. This is perfect for your desk. So pick one of these up. Now, this other one is very similar. Now, believe it or not, this thing's like a tank too. This is going to be, let me see the name of it. It's called the Momax. It's a GaN 100 watt charger, same wattage as that one, just like a tank though. And this is the ONEPLUG they call it, so it's called the ONEPLUG. And I'll put the box right over there so you can see it. Long story short, it's just got less ports, right? And it doesn't have the phone charger on top. All right, so this one's actually about $49.99 right now, 50 bucks. Plus you get that 10% discount, link in the description. So why would you pick this one up versus the other one? Well, makes a better travel one, right? Because it's a lot smaller. It doesn't have the phone charging on top. It only has 4 ports. It has 2 USB-C power and 2 USB-A power there. You can see them. I'll show you some close-ups of those. This thing's also great for your desk as well because it comes with a little stand here. If you wanted to, you can stick it right in there like that. But this includes all the different features. You can, well, obviously you can lay it like that. Let me just show you, or that. But it has all the different features as the other one I showed you basically as far as the wattage. So again, the plugs are going to be definitely smart depending on what you plug into them. And if I look over at my screen here, this one has the same chart right here as the other one. You can see it here. It shows you 100 watts, 22.5, 22.5. If you do 2-port charging, it tells you exactly how it breaks everything up. You can look at these diagrams. These are going to be all on the Amazon page. If you do 3-port charging, you can see how it breaks everything up there. And then you can do 4-port charging, and it says 45 watts, 30 watts, plus 22.5 watts. So basically, long story short, you get all the information you need and what exactly this charger is doing. Again, super efficient, they run cool, and they're going to make your equipment last a lot longer by using these. So if you're traveling and you want to go ahead and look for this GaN technology, you want a travel hub with it, there's not too many out there. And this is one of them that has it. So pick one up. I mean, it's something that you don't know you need it until you actually start using it. I mean, once they sent me these products, I started using them for a while, and then I realized, hey, wait a second, I have all these plugs just everywhere in my house, right? I put one of these downstairs. Actually, I have this one downstairs. I have the other one on my desk over there, and I'm kind of golden with all my charging. I just go ahead and plug in my device. I don't have to worry about what charger, what device I have with me. It just makes my life easier. So in the end, again, this is a great company as far as, I only do product showcases, all right? I'm not trying to go out and say, oh, everyone's got to pick this up. I'm just giving you the option that this is one good company that's available. I'm sure there's other ones out there, but at the end of the day, it's worked really well for me. And it's kind of, like I said, a game changer as far as not having to carry around all the different charging devices. And, I can only vouch for the ones that I have right here and how long I've used them, only for a few weeks now, but I love them. The company's called Momax. Again, links in the description, and check them out. I mean, Amazon's got great return policies. See if you can actually solve your cube issue as far as chargers. And I wouldn't pick up an Apple charger anymore because they're just not as good, and they don't have the GaN technology on some of the lower cost ones. So pick this up instead, and just make your life a little bit easier. We'll talk to everybody soon. I hope everyone likes these kind of videos. Just like to showcase these products and get them out there. I love just trying different technologies every week. I have about 3 or 4 videos, so subscribe if you can, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.